Hello YouTube and welcome to the Cars Auto Detailing YouTube channel. Today we have right here is a Mini Cooper that's going to get a standard detail, and what better way to start off the channel with an exterior detail. So stick around and enjoy the video. Nothing is better than starting the channel off with a classic exterior detail. Now, despite this vehicle being under my care, it has surely seen better days since I only detail this vehicle every 3 to 4 months. During that period of neglect of bird droppings, dust, brake dust, and certainly traffic film made its way onto the exterior of this Jazzless Coupe, in this video I will be showcasing my process on how I detail a vehicle in an effective yet gentle manner. Starting the detail off is a vacuum, and although some fellow detailers prefer to wash and then the interior, I personally like to tend the gritty stuff first to ensure that no grime from a wet floor makes its way inside the vehicle. Now occasionally I will find some of the owner's personal belongings in the way of my work, so I simply move them to the side safely without bumping or scratching any surface. Now I tell all my clients to ensure that all personal belongings had been removed to avoid misplacement or accidental vacuum, but unfortunately the world isn't perfect and sometimes an item or two had been overlooked. Now, as you can see in the boot, there is a bit of sand and dirt that made its way into the fabrics. Now, because the client does not want any interior package, I can only vacuum what my shop vac can pull out. Sand and small bits of rubble by nature get stuck underneath the fibers of the carpets. Even when brushed, sprayed, extracted, or even pressure washed, it can be a challenge to get near 100% removal. To all my fellow detailers out there, I'm sure you might have had a situation like this at some point in your career, so please share your experience in the chat below this video. Now, I am not going to bore you with any vacuuming scenes on a decent interior, so on to the next subject, which are the door jambs. Now, the jammies were in pretty good condition with a light layer of dust and grime. For this, a gentle yet effective waterless wash and wax solution was then applied to the surfaces and then wiped off. Not only is it clean, but a light layer of protection is left, so any future grime will be easily removed until the next detail. Now that the gritty stuff has been addressed, now I proceed on to the exterior. The vehicle is first rinsed to remove any loose dust and grime, so that way no swirl marks are made during the contact wash. Using a pressure washer is a night and day versus a garden hose, because using the power of pressure you can certainly knock off more loose contaminants effectively without using a lot of water. So at a safe distance from the nozzle to the paint, the vehicle is rinsed. After the rinse, an APC was liberally applied throughout the lower parts of the vehicle. Not only will this lift off any stubborn grime, but this also effectively removes a majority of the traffic film that had been collected throughout its time on the road. This is applied on the paint, trim, wheels, tires, and fenders. Now you see I didn't spray the front wheel, and I'll show you why in a minute. After the APC had been sitting for a bit, it is then rinsed away. Luckily, I am in the shade, but if the whole vehicle was in direct sunlight, then I shall proceed one panel at a time to avoid any hard to remove streaks. Now, I didn't do the front wheel because I wanted you guys to get a close-up as to why the APC rinse is important. As you can see, when the cleaner was applied on the tire, it immediately started loosening all the grease, traffic film, brake dust, and any previous dressings. This ensures that a majority of the contaminants are removed before proceeding onto the contact cleaning for the wheels and tires. Before touching the exterior panels, the tires and wheels need to be addressed first to avoid splashing any brake dust goop on a clean surface. So onward, the wheel and tire cleaner goes in a foam cannon. I don't usually use a foam cannon method on really neglected vehicles, but since I was the last one to touch the car, I am aware of how much dirt and dust is on the surface, so a light amount of brake dust remover was called to order. You can use either a spray bottle, pump sprayer, or foam cannon to apply the cleaner. It all just comes down to personal preference. With the wheels done, the exterior is now ready for a bubbly bath with a gentle snow foam to help lubricate the surface when passing the mid-over. There are arguments within detailers about how thick the foam should be, and while it is always pleasant to see shaving cream all over the vehicle, I prefer to be between thick foam and runny. Before the mitt meets the blanket of bubbles, intricate areas of the vehicle are greeted with a synthetic, ultra-soft detail brush. Now, depending on how dirty the vehicle is, I would step it up to a boar's hair brush to give it more bite, but because the exterior was in pretty good condition, a soft brush was more than enough for a thorough clean. Finally, the mitt gets on board with the snow foam to clean up any remaining debris. Starting from the top of the vehicle, I work my way down so the foam can gently work with me to lift off any remaining dirt. The vehicle is then rinsed away to reveal a squeaky clean surface as the pressure blasts all the foam off from the vehicle. Same principle as the contact wash, start from the top and work my way to the bottom. It is also important to thoroughly rinse the intricate areas to ensure that no soap is trapped, leaving a streaky residue if overlooked. Now, detailers in the subtropical area of California, like myself, are more than aware that the sun is troublesome no matter the season. If not quickly when drying the car, nasty water spots are likely to appear on the exterior. Now, that is the case if you are using tap water straight from the garden hose, but luckily for me, I use deionized water, so that means no water spotting even in the summer heat. This pairs very nicely with a quality wet panel spray wax from the fellow Waxy Turtle. This will give a nice gloss to the paint, last several maintenance washes, and make the paint hydrophobic. As you can see, as I spray the wax onto the panel, the water immediately beads up and sheets off. Not only does this wax make the panels slick, but when it rains it will repel a lot of water, which is most effective on the windshield. Now, I don't expect it to rain in the summer here in SoCal, but it's still a nice bonus. With the vehicle protected, I then proceed to treat the tires with a water-based dressing. I usually give my clients a satin or low-gloss dressing because nothing ruins the overall look of a vehicle when you got oily-looking tires catching your eye more than the whole car. That's my cup of tea, but if a client requests a high-gloss finish, then I will proceed with it. It is just a recommendation I offer. After that, the glass is thoroughly cleaned for a crystal-like appearance. Depending on how dirty the glass is, I usually prefer to spray several mists of glass cleaner, wipe in a cross pattern, and then buff away any residue left over for a clean, streak-free result. If the glass has a lot of fingerprints, grease, or what I like to call smoker's breath, which is a foggy look, I would liberally spray the cleaner and keep wiping and spraying until there is no residue left. It doesn't happen too often, but something I must be wary with every vehicle, no matter the condition. The vehicle is now clean, but a detail is never complete without a last-minute inspection to ensure top-notch quality service. A simple quick detail spray is used to mop up any contaminants that may have landed or residue from the wax and dressings. If you're a detailer, make sure to be wary on how you fold your towel when quick detailing the wheels. If there is still grease or brake dust, you will just be smearing that all over the clean surfaces, so inspect with caution. Earlier, I mentioned contaminants, and in perfect timing on a clean car, some bird dew decided to fall from the heavens and make its way onto the car. Luckily, it was fresh, so it was an easy mop up, but a pet peeve for mobile detailers that don't have any shade or any cover. And there you have it, folks, a classic exterior detail to showcase my work and thought process. This wasn't a dirty vehicle to begin with, but a good start to get this channel running and to give you guys an idea of what is to come in the future. Hopefully you guys enjoy this detail and seeing this old coupe get back into the jazzy state it used to be in. More content like this is on its way soon, so be sure to be on the lookout for that.
And that'll be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Subscribe down below if you want to see any more future content like this down the road. Anyways, guys, stay safe and stay fresh.